All right, everybody, welcome back. And today we're going to be covering our trips for the month of October. Um, as of about about last week, I went back to work. Um, not to full duty, still doing somewhat. But anyway, we were back to work. And so naturally, this week we played catch up on, finances and bills and stuff and got ahead and, like we normally would. So I figured we would break down everything as we start to get back to normal. It's been a long journey and a long, 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 long way to get from, the first of the year till now. We were out of work for almost 6 months. So the trips that we took this year were mediocre compared to the ones that we started with last year. I actually started my YouTube channel last year when we were doing trips and stuff, and that was like in the middle of the summer. Um, so this year we really didn't do much, especially in the summer because of being out of work and just physically not being able to do a whole lot. But we took a trip to San Antonio this past week. Um, Weekend before I went back to work last week, and we spent 3 days there, and it was pretty intense, and we did stuff that was pretty intensive to be able to push myself to see if I would actually be able to handle being outside, being walking around. But we did it for 3 days. Day two that we were there was kind of iffy because it was really hot. But aside from that, it actually wasn't too bad. We were able to get a lot of stuff done during that day. We actually were able to get out a firework video. So that's actually really cool. We got two different views of it. Someone had said, "Hey, do you have a video that that's a little further back or whatever?" So we uploaded two. One just kind of shows what happens during the show up at front, and the other one just pretty much just has all of it together. I thought it was pretty good uploading two. So overall, pretty good. Very good trip. The most fun we've had spending 3 days in one park, which is kind of unheard of for us. But it's something we did because we kept having fun and kept enjoying the rides. The one thing I can say is we did visit Six Flags Fiesta Texas in March, and the operations in the park were really, really bad. But we went for 3 days and the beginning of Fright Fest, and it was actually really, really good. Operations were really good, with the exception of Iron Rattler only running one train on a Saturday, actually running one train all weekend. It was it's made the wait time on Iron Rattler really, really bad. So that's the only bad operational error I can say that happened on Six Flags Fiesta Texas, but they acknowledged it and said that they would be making changes to it with another train coming out sometime probably this week, with a third train coming in 2022. Um, so operations at Fiesta Texas definitely picked back up. Um, we kind of had a little flashback as to why we would used to prefer this park over Six Flags over Texas. Is because they just completely go all out for Fright Fest, or last year it was known as Hollow Fest, which we attended both parks. And we're going to get into that here in a minute. This weekend, actually next weekend, October the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, we'll be taking a trip. We'll be taking Asher, the baby, to the first time at Fright Fest. We'll be taking him to the Dallas Zoo on Saturday. We've been planning this for a while, wanting to take him to the zoo, but it was all really depending on Mother Nature, because anybody that knows that Mother Nature is she's cruel and unusual. But anyway, it's October, so down here in the South, October is just really not a whole lot of bad weather coming down here at the beginning of fall. So we decided to go ahead and take him to the zoo on Saturday. After we get done with the zoo, we'll be making our way to Six Flags Over Texas that night and half the day the following day. Asher's big brother will be with us, so that'll be really cool for him and his brother to be able to spend a little time together. But yeah, this next weekend we'll be going to the Dallas Zoo and Six Flags Over Texas. Um, it's nothing really too crazy. It's we've got a flash pass and stuff, so we're just gonna kind of just chill out and enjoy the weekend and have a little bit of fun. We might make a video on. I don't think we probably will do a full walkthrough of the Dallas Zoo. kind of do like a review of it. But aside from that, I really don't think we're going to do a vlog video of Six Flags Over Texas. I think the only thing we're really going to get video footage of is the scare zones and some of the actors and stuff like that. So kind of we can do a compare and contrast between Six Flags Over Texas and Six Flags Fiesta Texas. The following weekend that I am off will be October the 14th, 15th, and 16th. This is a pretty strenuous, this is when we start getting into the nitty gritty. We'll be taking our San Antonio trip where we will be attending an ACE event, American Coaster Enthusiasts. They're having an event at Six Flags Fiesta Texas that we will be attending. That gives us reserved seating, food, dinner, reserved seating for fireworks shows, and ERT on Poltergeist and Scream. We will be attending that event. There really doesn't seem anything like out of the ordinary that's really, really special with this event. The only thing that really seems special for the event is the reserved seating. And of course, you get the first ride on Iron Rattler of the day, which to me really isn't that big of a deal. If you have a flash pass, you can just go get in line when you first get there, and it's really not that bad. So there is that. But our plan is not to stay at Six Flags Fiesta Texas through the entirety of the event because of that reason. If there were some behind the scenes tours or something like that, we would be staying at Fiesta Texas pretty much all day. But Asher's big sister will be with us. This is she loves roller coasters, so this is her first time actually coming down here. And so I will be taking Asher and his sister to SeaWorld there in San Antonio. It's a park where I feel like he can have a lot of fun. He loves going to the shows. He loves seeing the animals, and he loves interacting with them and stuff like that. We'll also take him on the trick-or-treating trail there at SeaWorld. I just felt like he would have a lot of fun there as far as being able to go out and, do stuff and ride rides. Because the rides at SeaWorld, all the kid rides do not have height requirements on them, where the rides at Six Flags Fiesta Texas, a lot of the rides that he rides at over Texas, they have a height requirement that will not allow him to ride, when he could just go down the road to San Antonio SeaWorld and be able to ride them anyway. So we'll be there for most of the day, and then we'll make our way back to Fiesta Texas probably about 4:30 or 5 o'clock after the Orca show. And that's where we'll make it back in time to eat dinner with Ace, and then be able to go to the Awakening and do all the other good, fun stuff that Fiesta Texas has to offer. We'll obviously stay for the fireworks show because this kid, when he pulls up my YouTube channel, this fireworks show is the only thing this kid watches. He loves this fireworks show. He loves the music with it. So we thought it would be damn near a necessary requirement that if we took him down there during this time, that we took him to see the fireworks show in person. Since he loves watching it on YouTube so much. So that's how that's going to end. That's going to end our day in San Antonio. 8 o'clock the next morning, we'll be leaving San Antonio, making our way up to Arlington, where we will spend all day at Six Flags Over Texas. As soon as they open, we'll be there. So a lot of fun. Hopefully, we're hoping for a lot of fun. There was a couple of stupid issues by some teenagers wanting to act out and start fights and stuff, so they end up shutting some of the stuff down and not doing as much. But we do believe that during this time we're looking at like 3 weeks away, so we're looking at being able them opening the stuff back up, having the Awakening, having the scare actors walking around. So that'll be really cool for him, and to really see how he reacts to all of that. And then after that, I think after the park closes at 9, we'll go back to the hotel, get some rest, and then drive home. The Halloween weekend, I'm actually taking off on the 28th. We're actually going to leave for San Antonio the afternoon of the 28th. And we'll be making our way down to San Antonio, and we'll be spending Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, we'll be at SeaWorld in San Antonio all day, and probably most of the night. I think we'll probably leave like an hour and a half before the park closes at SeaWorld, so that way we can see the fireworks at Fiesta, unless SeaWorld does their own, and then we'll stay there, obviously. But we really want to spend some time at SeaWorld at night because it's something we haven't never been able to do, and it's something that we've always wanted to do. We tried to do it last year during Holiday in the Park with the Christmas lights and the dark rides and stuff, but we got rained out and they closed the park early. So we didn't actually get that opportunity. Saturday the 30th, the day before Halloween, we will be at Six Flags Fiesta Texas all day. do the fireworks, and like we normally would, we'll leave early Sunday morning and make our way to Arlington for Six Flags Over Texas. 3 parks in 3 days. We have been talking about doing 2 parks in one day. Depending on what we really see when we go to SeaWorld in a couple of weeks, we'll determine whether or not we do 2 parks in one day. There's a pretty good chance that we are, just because it's fun and it's good content and it's good being able to do 2 parks in one day, because it's just overall fun and tiring, and we always get a lot of sleep. So there is that. And then after that, we'll go home, and that's pretty much it for the October trip. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of trips, a lot of parks. We're taking 2 kids that really don't belong to us. They're Asher's siblings, so we're bringing them with us. So that way he can actually spend some time with them while enjoying himself, because he really loves going to this, and he really loves spending time with them, believe me. He loves his brother and his sister. So we felt it would be good to make the effort to take them with us, so that way he could also enjoy himself, and so they can also experience what it is that we do when we go out of town. There will not be any trips after Halloween until Thanksgiving weekend, when Holiday in the Park opens. We're starting to plan for our winter vacation. We have an extended trip. Our winter vacation for the baby will be the weekend of Halloween. Listen to me. It'll be the weekend of Thanksgiving. We'll be leaving out on Thanksgiving Day, heading to San Antonio. We'll be there for 3.5 days, and then we'll come back home. We'll be doing a Holiday in the Parks at all 3 parks: SeaWorld, San Antonio, Six Flags Fiesta Texas, and Six Flags Over Texas. We're taking him to experience that because he really loves Christmas lights, and he loves anything that has to do with any stuff like that. That has to do with Christmas. This kid loves it. Obviously, we'll put up a Christmas tree video like we did last year. But yeah, we're going to be taking him that will be his winter vacation, and that will more than likely be his final trip for the year. Every year in December, when our plant shuts down and we have vacation time, we go on a winter vacation. If I hadn't been off of work for 6 months, we were originally talking about going up to Branson, Missouri. Now this is still in the works. We don't really know for sure what we're going to do or where we're going to go, but based on what we've talked about as far as being able to afford it in such a short amount of time, we're more than likely going to get a hotel in San Antonio for a week and stay at Six Flags Fiesta Texas in San Antonio. We're going to rotate them each day. We'll go to San Antonio, SeaWorld one day, Fiesta Texas the next, and vice versa for like 6 days. We will end New Year's Eve at Six Flags Fiesta Texas during their membership event, where they do fireworks and ERT for the whole park for like 2.5 hours up until midnight, until they do a bunch of fireworks New Year's Eve. We've always talked about wanting to do it, but never actually been able to do it. So it's something that that's more than likely what our trip is going to be. It's our only trip in December, because we're going to be working some overtime trying to make sure that we get enough to be able to afford everything. And then I think before we take that trip, we make our down payment for our summer vacation for next year, which is the same as it was originally this year. So we're just hoping that COVID just kind of stays away from us, because we've dealt enough with it during this year for the last 8.5 months. But the plan is to take the kid to Disney. His mom already approved it, so she already said yes. So once we pay for it, there's no going back. We invited them to come with us. They just have to pay for themselves. So we're hoping that they can be able to come and enjoy that. If not, then me, Megan, and Asher will all be going to Disney in July. I think we're going to go and we're going to do 5 park days, and one day I think we have a couple of days where we just kind of chill out, because I'm not doing 7 days in a row in the parks. It's not happening. That's too much work. But as we get closer to that, we'll let you guys know how everything's going with that. That is going to do it for this video. Thank everyone so much for watching, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.